This series of presentations will help you understand what is happening behind the curtain when you use the web. Web traffic is just one of the many kinds of traffic carried over the internet. The traffic is based upon protocols. These are decisions made by people. The decisions are compromises made at a particular point in time. The compromises represented by a protocol affect the consumer and the citizen. Protocols of the internet can be controversial because of their implications for democracy and commerce. You might recall this slide from an earlier lesson. Abstractions build on each other and let people focus on one level of the ladder of abstraction at a time. The examples in this ladder of abstraction apply to one computer, but a similar ladder of abstraction applies to a network of computers. Scientists and engineers working at the lowest levels of abstractions can worry about the wires and cables and radio waves that carry the bits. The network interface card, or NIC, takes care of how the bits get on and off the physical wire. The lower level protocols like TCP/IP are written in a low level language, C. Higher level languages like Python have libraries that can take care of high level protocols like HTTP for you. Application programmers use these abstractions to create software that uses interaction among computers, like a web browser or a service like Google Docs. In this lesson, we dive down the ladder of abstraction to the physical world of copper wires, glass fiber optics, and radio waves. Computing resources were initially concentrated in developed nations. Patterns among nations, the haves and the have-laters, continue to vary. People in different places have different access to information. Yet decisions about infrastructure and protocols affect people. If you were a network architect, what routes would you follow to connect the country of South Africa to the global internet? At the bottom of the abstraction are physical cables. Infrastructure changes nations. Internet access improved greatly in African countries since 2010. Some credit internet access for the Arab Spring, in which the governments of Tunisia and Egypt were overthrown. The map represents bandwidth using line thickness. The thick purple line on this map shows an undersea cable, new in 2011, servicing Western Africa. It cost South African investors $500 million. Data are only carried in the inner core of the cable in 4 pairs of glass threads. Those tiny glass fibers carry zeros and ones, over 5 trillion bits per second. That's 100,000 times faster than a typical US home DSL service. Internet connectivity is hardly the only infrastructure to think about. This map shows water scarcity and water infrastructure. What % of your budget do you want to devote to connectivity? As we climb the ladder of abstraction, keep in mind that high-level decisions affect people's lives. Decisions about infrastructure and the protocols that climb the ladder of abstraction are compromises among competing objectives. The next several presentations look at 3 sets of protocols. In the next presentation, we'll look at what protocols are in general and specifically consider the domain name system.